have a genuine question for Black women specifically. So if you're not a Black woman or a woman of color, please don't comment on this video. Maybe look at the comments if this video gets any traction, but I really only want to be hearing from Black women and women of color.
Boop! You have reached the Black Woman Answering Service. Black women are taking a vacation.
Black women have done absolutely enough emotional lifting for enough people in this country. All I'm going to tell you is just leave Black women the fuck alone.
So I'm not a Black woman, but I am a historian. And as a historian, I can tell you the answer is pretty simple. Learn your own damn history.
Stop asking what makes Black women and POC feel safe.
After 400 years, palm-colored women have not yet learned what they can do or what they should be doing when they are sharing spaces with melanated women for them to feel safe. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. So on our today's episode, we are looking into this video of these palm-colored women who came online to ask melanated women and women of color, what can they do for you guys to feel safe, for you guys to feel seen when you are in shared places with them. I honestly don't know why she came asking this question online, because for me it feels like she's just gaslighting melanated women, and it feels to me that she's only looking for views, because we've seen how people are getting a big following and good numbers when it comes to view, when you focus on things that Black women will come back, of course, to respond to you. So when she asked this, there is a couple of people that have stitched her video on her TikTok account, and not only melanated women, this includes even melanated men, these include men from her race and women from her race. Some of them are telling them, just leave the melanated women alone, just do your thing and just let them exist. They never come online bothering you, they never come to your spaces bothering you, but you always want to be in their business. I want us to watch these videos together and love to know what your thoughts are on this episode. And for palm-colored person that's watching this video, kindly you can respond to her on the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and let's dive right ahead to today's video.
I have a genuine question for Black women specifically. So if you're not a Black woman or a woman of color, please don't comment on this video. Maybe look at the comments if this video gets any traction, but I really only want to be hearing from Black women and women of color, because I've seen a lot about the blue bracelets on this app, and I think we're all in agreement that it's very performative and it isn't actually something that is for Black women. It signifies to us, women who look like me, that we voted blue. But what I really want to know is, Black women, what makes you feel safe when we're in shared spaces? What can I do, and those in my circles do, to make you feel seen and heard and safe when we are in shared spaces?
Boop! You have reached the Black Woman Answering Service. Black women are taking a vacation for the next 4 years. They will not be available for any collaborations, any solidarity, nothing. They will not show up to your marches. They will not show up to your rallies. They're not going to big up your blue bracelets. They have given this answering service specific instructions to tell anyone that comes around looking for them, the answer is no. Doesn't matter what it is, the answer is no. Do you want to collaborate? No. Can we get solidarity? No. Can we sit down and talk? No. Black women are taking their rightful vacation from trying to save this democracy from women that look like you. And that's why you get guys like me, the Black Woman Answering Service. They have left specific instructions. This is the script they wanted me to read. No. We don't give a fuck what it is. It's no.
Black women have done absolutely enough emotional lifting for enough people in this country. All I'm going to tell you is just leave black women the fuck alone. The weird stares, you bothering them about something, their silence making you uncomfortable because they're too standoffish, their loudness making you too comfortable because they're abrasive. Leave black women the fuck alone. That's what makes black women comfortable. Let black women be. Black women go into these different spaces and they look for other black women because that's where they find comfortability. They look for their own. Leave black women alone. They've done enough emotional lifting. You shouldn't have to have this spelled out to you like a child. You're a grown-ass woman. And this app has been around long enough and these conversations have been had long enough for you to know. Just leave black women the fuck alone.
So I'm not a black woman, but I am a historian. And as a historian, I can tell you the answer is pretty simple. Learn your own damn history. Learn your own history. Because you know what was unbelievably dangerous to be as a black person during segregation, like Jim Crow, after the Civil War, during that time period? One of the most dangerous things for you to be was literate. Y'all's ancestors did every single thing they could think of to keep black people from learning how to read and write. Why do you think places where black people could congregate, right, were getting bombed or set on fire? I just felt like I needed to say something because I don't think enough people realize how absolutely fucked it is to be getting on the internet. And I don't just mean this TikTok. I mean the general trend of demanding to be educated by black people on your own history.
Oh, what's up? I know I'm not a black woman, but my mama was black and I got a sister. She's black. Hold on. Let me ask her, because she's been real irritated with white women lately and white people in general. So just let me ask her what she thinks about your question about how can y'all make her feel more comfortable around y'all and what can y'all do. Hold on. Let me ask. Hold on. Hey, yo, stop. This white girl on TikTok. This white girl on TikTok want to know how you can feel safe around white people and white women when y'all share space. Okay. She said the first thing y'all can start doing is putting y'all foot in y'all own in white supremacists' ass and white people's ass. She said turn around and start punching white people in the face when they're racist and they doing that bullshit. Beat their ass. She said she'll feel a lot more secure then.
Stop asking what makes black women and POC feel safe. They don't feel safe. They have never felt safety. You are asking them to describe a color that they have never seen. And I turn the question around, white women. What makes you feel safe? Do you actually feel safe? Have you ever felt safe? The point black women have been trying to make for decades, fucking centuries, is that by nature of being anything but a cis, white, straight, male, you are not safe. If you have ever felt safe, it was an illusion to make you compliant. Feeling safe isn't an option for white women now, just like it has never been an option for the black community.
I ain't got the answer, Sway. Literally, I can't. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop.
When you learn to accept the no, maybe, just maybe, they may consider giving you a yes. But I think the first step, the most important step to having people trust you is learning to accept the boundaries and just simply doing what they ask and leaving them alone when they want to be left alone. Not trying to force yourselves upon them, not trying to force the trust with your bracelets and these questions and think pieces. You know? Maybe just try that. Just try listening and leaving them alone. You never know. Just might work in your favor.
I appreciate you for asking. I just know that a handmade bracelet from Michaels isn't going to replace decades worth of trauma, betrayal, feeling threatened, feeling unsafe to an entire demographic of people who were told that they were hated. It's almost insulting. But I know that there are a lot of women in your comments that are saying that nothing that you would do would make them feel safe. And I think I might do a live about this because I think a lot of people may have more questions. But I think in this moment, most Black women just want a safe space to grieve in peace.
You can't make us feel safe. And this isn't a recent thing. It's just something that we've always known. I used to be told as a kid, it's great to have friends that look all different kind of ways and have all different sort of backgrounds, but you will never be safe with white women, with white children, with white girls, ever. And I was proven that to be true over and over and over again. It doesn't mean that we can't have relationships. It doesn't mean we can't be friends. It doesn't mean that we can't have partnerships. It means that there isn't true safety that can be built in those relationships because of our history. And there isn't a Black woman in America that can point to her entire interactions with white women and can't say that there wasn't at least one woman who seemed like she was progressive enough or safe enough, and it turned out that she was actually problematic. Every Black woman I know has a story that's like that. And that's just what it is. But I don't think that the goal needs to be, how do I make Black women feel safe? Because you can't really even attempt to do that without virtue signaling and centering yourself. But what you can do is find ways to decenter yourself and find ways to go from this whole allyship pipeline up to being an advocate or being an abolitionist and really understanding what that means. But making us feel safe, you can't really make us feel anything, but there's too much hurt, there's too much harm, and there's too much history to really build in true safety. But if you want to take a step to build in more psychological safety, you have to stop making it about you. You have to start listening. It's a good place to start.
If you're not...
Honestly, I feel like y'all know just as well as we know that the answer is nothing. We've seen enough. We felt enough. You know what I'm saying? It's just not enough action, and that's okay. I feel like we are at a peace. I feel like we've came all as a whole, because I've been came to the conclusion, but I feel like as a whole we've all came to the same conclusion, and we're just gonna do us, and y'all should just be yourselves. If y'all don't feel the need to do your own work instead of asking us, I don't really feel like it's that hard, and that's why I'm starting to feel like it's just DNA coded. So if you can't do your own work, can't do your own research, it's really nothing for us to talk about. It's really nothing for us to explain. I feel like we've done and said it over and over and over, and we tired. We tired of the performative acts. We tired of, no action being taken. And shout out to the ones who did do what they needed to do, and the ones who have done the work. We see you, but ask each other. I feel like y'all should get with the other anti-racists and form a group and do what y'all need to do amongst yourselves, because baby, we tired. It's over with. And guess what? We're at peace about it. We are at peace about it, and I'm so happy about it, because for a long time, but this feels really good, and I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that we are here. So, yeah.
Hey, just as an FYI, don't ask people of color for emotional labor, because that's what you're doing. But there is nothing that we can do to make someone just inherently feel safe around us. We can't. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. They're just not going to feel safe around white people. Why would they? And why does it matter if someone sees you as safe or not? That's centering your own feelings, because you want to make sure that someone's comfortable around you, but just leave them alone. That's like the best thing. Like, you can honestly just leave them alone. Leave them alone. Or if you see some fucked up shit happening, call it out. I once followed a white lady around a mall because she was following around a Black woman with like an afro, to make sure that she didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. Yeah, I was ready. Because she was like following this lady around. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? She was an old white lady. And I'm just like, I know what you're up to. Because she was like staring and shit and like muttering under her breath. And I'm just like, fucking say something, bitch. Anyway, like I didn't like follow close behind, but I was like, you know, keeping an eye. Anyway, I'm nuts. But like, if you see some fucked up shit, call it out. But otherwise, just leave them alone. Don't act like an asshole, you know? Stuff like that. Nothing is gonna... No bracelet, no vest, no nothing is gonna make a black person feel safe around you. Inherently. Never. It's never gonna happen. Instead, you know, do the work, talk to other white people about the fucked up shit that they do. And I'm not saying what you've done is fucked up shit, but like, don't ask black people for emotional labor, because that's just exhausting. And if you get into white spaces that are progressive white spaces filled with white ladies, start arguing with motherfuckers in the comments, because everybody shit to argue about. I did it. It's exhausting. Now imagine your everyday fucking life being like that, where white people are just asking you for emotional labor constantly. Like, bitch, research on your own. That's what I would say. Ugh. I know, because people ask me questions all the time, and all I do is Google it. You got Google too. Why don't you Google it? You know? We can do the research ourselves. We can figure it out. There's plenty of TikTok videos on here. Plenty of spaces, even on Facebook and stuff, that encourage anti-racism education. Stuff like that. Don't ask black people for shit, though. Okay, don't do that. Just don't. And before you get defensive and be like, I just want to learn, I understand, but don't ask black people to educate you. Educate yourself. And then educate others.
Yeah, guys, you know, I think for most people that we actually having on this app, TikTok, it's been an amazing app actually. Like, I've got to learn a lot about TikTok, but I've seen what most palm-colored women are doing on TikTok. Most of them, it's actually gaslighting melanated men, melanated women, and the melanated community in the States, because some of these questions that they come here asking, some of these lessons that they want to learn from black people have been teaching them these for over 400 years, and now that we are in the 21st century, they've not even yet learned on what to do when they are around black people, or not what to do to black people. So the other day I actually saw a video of this woman who was actually harassing melanated people, and when they called the cops, she started crying, and she was the one on the wrong. So I think for you colored people, what you can do is actually learn how to be to have a conscience, learn how to treat people. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to treat people well because they are of your skin color. You don't have to treat people ill because they are all of another race. You just have to have a human heart, learn how to live with each other. Most of you are very comfortable to come online and ask people, what can I do to make you feel safe when you're in the same space? You don't have, now you're doing that because we are in the same space. So what of that time that you are not in the same space? What of that time that you're talking with your friends about melanated people? What kind of discussions are you having in closed doors? So actually, palm-colored women actually came out the other day with blue bracelets to show that they're one with the black people, that they actually voted blue and they support the black women. But most of them that I actually saw doing these videos, I honestly don't trust some of them. Actually think some people are just doing these videos for the sake of TikTok, because that is where actually most of them took part to say that they're selling blue bracelets And I was like, okay, so this was not actually to show solidarity to the black people, but actually for some of them it was a business opportunity. So that shows you how unserious they are, and for the things that they come asking here online, and for the questions that they keep on seeking answers, that they need to get answers from black people. It's quite sad that till this day that we're living in this era, that most of you didn't even learn from your generations, that your past generations. You still haven't learned from those mistakes. These are things that you see every day. When you see as a person of your race harassing a melanated person or treating another person bad, most of you just stand there and do nothing. So why don't you start by calling each other out? Why don't you start by teaching your people how they should treat melanated people and people of color in your country? I think that would be a better start, instead of you just coming online and making videos asking black women what you think you can do for them to feel safe when you are in the same space. This actually says and tells us that there are things that you actually do that make melanated people feel unsafe around you, and you know it, and you're just coming online to fish and ask these questions so that you get something that you use against melanated women, maybe when you're in the same space next time. I don't know what you guys think about this video. I just saw these a couple of days ago, and I was actually thinking about it. And when I listened to people responding, like the guy who told her, first of all, start by learning your own history. This is something, because we actually always say, and people keep on saying, if palm-colored people wanted to end racism, they would have done it a long time ago. It's just that they don't want. And the reason is being, the other day I saw this palm-colored man who came online and say the reason as to why they actually voted red is because they are afraid of becoming a minority in the United States of America. They are afraid that people will take away their land, and people will take all the hard work that their ancestors have worked for. And he actually was saying this boldly. I've done a video about that, you can go back and check it. And this person that he was having an interview with, and asked them, what about the sweat and the hard work of melanated people to build this country, to get it where it is? And he said he knows nothing about that. So first of all, what you can do, girl, is get to learn your own history. Get to learn of how much your ancestors has a lot of blood, and even some of your grandparents from black people. There is so much to learn. Get to learn how to fight of, not history being taught in schools, the real history. And it's funny because some of these questions that we see palm-colored people asking melanated women, it's only in the United States of America. You don't get to see these much in other countries. Like, you don't get to see a lot of these in the UK, in Australia, like in Europe. You don't get to see that much of these weird questions from palm-colored people asking melanated people. So they already know their history. They know, most of them, they just want to play and act innocent, but they already know what happened and what is still happening till to date. So let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.